Bright light,
2
flashing.
pounds of 3 ounces.
Fresh out the tomb like I'm Lazarus. Hop on the beat, I'm spazzing. Got him in shot like anaphylactic. Ayy, they wanna party, I'm crashing. When I pull up, my little shawty like that's him. Ayy, like with the sauce, I'm tapped in. Whole new world.
Too easy, baby.
Rappers is Disney. Clean them up swiftly. Floors on cocaine, floors on Whitney. I'm
Hey,
games,
Nada.
better come.
Alright guys, I want to make this really quick video for you guys this week and really just kind of share my heart more with you guys and just give you a better understanding of who I am as a person. Maybe next week Micah might be doing the talking video, but today really, honestly there's just a couple things I was really thinking about, and the biggest thing is I just wanted to talk about the importance of having non-negotiables in your life and having a clear vision of where you want to be and really just taking a few steps to get in the right direction. For you guys that don't really know anything about me, I guess just a couple of things about me. The things that are most important, you know, I got married when I was 20. My wife, her name's Holly. We had our first baby coming up on almost a year now, and we're hoping to have another baby and even a few more after that, you know, basically, you know, very soon. Also, I'm an entrepreneur, so I have a couple businesses. I've been self-employed for a little over a year now. I earn over 5 figures a month currently, and we're growing every month. So that's a little bit about myself. So also, I guess technically I am a bodybuilder. I won, I guess the biggest one would be the Teen Nationals event when I was 18 for Classic Physique. Really, the competition, it would be a lot more impressive now, because back when I was competing, you know, that was about 6 years ago, 6 or 7 years ago. Just there wasn't as much competition as there is now, and I was competing against other natural athletes. So really, if I had some titles now, it would probably be a bigger deal. That's why I don't really know if even mentioning the bodybuilding stuff, you know, is that big of a deal. But I've always been, you know, into the gym. I started working out when I was like 10. So that's just a little bit about me, really, where I am right now. You know, I'm married, I'm a father, and I have a couple businesses. So really just, you know, I've had the privilege of, you know, having some good mentors in my life, and then also, you know, coming across people that I really look up to online. And really all the things that I say, something I want to be really clear on, the things that you hear me say throughout the course of my channel, these are not my ideas. I just talk about things that I see produce results in other people's lives and create lives that I want to live. So there's a lot of people that I see, or not a lot, there's a few people that I follow, guys like Ryan Pineda, you know, Alex Hormozy, Ed Milet, you know, just to name a few guys, maybe more in like the business space, like self-development space that you've probably heard of. So a lot of things that I say will probably sound similar to things that I've heard them talk about. And honestly, I just want to say that it's really cool, because if you are listening to those people, a lot of what has gotten me to where I am today are those videos, you know, those kind of belief systems, and those ways of approaching things in your life. So really, I just want to talk about the importance of having non-negotiables and being clear on your vision and just taking the right steps, and maybe how you approach things, and hopefully just to give some like very practical information. So really, you know, the one thing that really sticks out to me with my progression was I always completed every job that I ever had to the best of my ability. And I'm going to tie this into why this got me to where I am today, and why it's going to help you, you know, sooner rather than later to be doing these things. I was always the kind of person too, when I was cleaning carpets as the job before my businesses, I made sure that I was the best employee they ever had when it came to, you know, the quality of job that I would do, the type of interactions I'd have with the customers. I always heard from the managers, because we clean apartments, I always heard that I do the best job, that the people that live there, I was their favorite whenever, you know, time came around for me to clean their apartment again. That kind of thing. Really, one, it helped me enjoy the job a lot more than people not liking you and not doing a good job and hearing about it from the manager and your boss and all that. But two, it also helped me get to the next place where I wanted to be. Sorry, I'm kind of nasally. I don't know if I'm getting sick. I don't think so, but I'm sorry if I sound really nasally. But anyway, that was something that really helped me enjoy my job. And I know it's very popular for people to be like, you know, screw the man, you're just making someone else rich. You know, if you've got like a job for a large company, or even if it's not that large of a company, you're still making someone else's dream come true. So do the bare minimum, just maintain the job, and then just find whatever way you can possibly, you know, maybe get a job that pays a little bit more, but then do the same thing there. And it's just a very inefficient way to produce any kind of results, any kind of life that you want. This is just horrible advice. You're just never going to earn more if you do not provide more value. That's just like, that's very basic, like economics. And it really applies to your job. Like whatever you're doing, there's just nothing good that can come from just doing like a crap job. Like say you're doing something very basic, like for me, I was cleaning carpets, or say you ring people up at the checkout, maybe you do kind of a more, fundamental job to a business, maybe a task like that. And you think, well, like I can't like ring up groceries like faster and faster and faster, or I don't want to be working at this job in a couple years. And, those kinds of things are understandable. You're like, I can't infinitely get faster or like make more by being faster or something. And I totally understand that. And there's some jobs where the opportunity for growth within that company is very limited. I totally understand that. But there's a couple things I want to say. You need to build the confidence with yourself that, no matter what situation you run into currently and in the future, you're going to give your all, even when it doesn't necessarily make sense to bust your butt as much as you are going to be doing. If you choose to be like this, you have to build the confidence in yourself that that's a non-negotiable for you. No matter what you're doing it to the best of your ability. You're creating the best experience for the people around you. You're building yourself up as much as you can. That way, one day, other people can benefit from you. You'll be able to have an impact in other people's lives and be a net positive on the world, because there's way too many people that are net negatives. And if you guys have not heard people talk net positive, net negative, when it's all said and done, you add up all the values of the different things you've done. Obviously, we all have positive value as human beings, right? I'm not saying that. When you add up all of your actions, did you do more harm or did you do more good to the people around you? That's what I'm talking about. And we need more people that are net positives. We need more people doing good rather than bad. So, whatever that looks like for you, obviously that's got to be a non-negotiable. The other thing I was going to say, when it comes to why would you try to be the best cashier or clean the best carpets, well, this is kind of something that it sounds, you think it would be like, a lottery kind of thing, but it's not. You never know who you're going to run into, whoever you're interacting with. You never know the kind of person that might be coming through. They've got a job opening, they've got a business doing something that you want to be doing one day. Maybe it's just a mentorship or whatever it is. Maybe they know someone that they say, hey, I want to connect this person with. Or like I said, maybe it's an actual like job. You never know who you could be interacting with to where they say, this person has rung up my groceries. This is the 5th time I've seen them. And every single time they've had the best attitude. They talk to me about my day. They recommend maybe a couple items in the store. They make small talk, whatever it is. And they seem like they're great communicators. They sound like this is the kind of person I want on my team. It sounds like, when does that happen? I hear stories about that happening all the time. So it really does not matter what you're doing. There's always the opportunity to move up, to take big leaps. And I'm talking like, I've heard stories about people that they grab a job that's 3 times their salary because they get noticed by someone that has the opportunity. And so as from a practical standpoint of view, whatever you're doing today, just make sure you're maxing out that effort. Just don't leave anything on the table. Also, you want to be able to sleep good, and not only from an ethical standpoint of view that you didn't like wrong anyone, but you want to sleep good because like you're actually tired at the end of the day. You want to work yourself to where you're tired. It's very important to work out, to exercise to a degree. It doesn't mean like you're doing dumbbell curls. Like it doesn't matter necessarily what type of exercise you're doing. I'm a big believer in going to the gym and lifting weights, but whatever it is, you've got to sweat. You've got to exhaust yourself, because I personally don't sleep good when I'm not tired at the end of the day. So I've really put myself to the test now, having, getting, a little bit lesser quality sleep. My sleep's not been, as great since having a baby. And I am very blessed to have a wife who does pretty much everything for the baby, which is like incredible. She just lets me like bust my butt all day from, sunrise to sunset. And then, even though she does everything, you can't really help but not sleep quite as good when the baby is crying at night or whatever. I'm fortunate that I don't have to be the one that gets up every single time and goes and, tends to him. So that's a huge deal. That's a whole other topic, like making sure you choose the right spouse. But really, she's really enabled me to get to where we are now, for sure. That's no question about that. But yeah, I just want to talk about, those non-negotiables, something practical. Maybe that's it. Just one step to leveling up, or one tip to level up. Maybe the title is something like that. I don't know. Just make sure you have a non-negotiable. You should have a list of non-negotiables, right? There's a whole different range of non-negotiables. For instance, like a really basic one, drink water every day, something like that. Or all the way up to the most fundamental non-negotiable for me is that nothing's getting in between me and my faith. That would be like, a very fundamental, big picture non-negotiable. Write them down. Make sure you know what you stand for and that you're just not going to waver on it. Because like I said, when you do make things that are supposed to be non-negotiables and you do not follow through, that does a lot of damage long-term and short-term. The long-term, you can get into a habit of when you encounter adversity, you think, well, and this is sometimes subconscious too, where your body tells you, well, you didn't do this, you didn't follow through last time, so you're not going to follow through this time. You just want to make sure you got that confidence to where when you run into things like you inevitably will, you've got the confidence, okay, I'm going through some pain right now, but I'm not going to let this turn into suffering. I'm going to eat this, going to take my medicine here. A lot of times it's, you deserve it. A lot of, most of the time it's because you did something, you deserve it. And that's like 99.99% of the time. And you say, I've come across this before. I'm going to overcome it just like I did last time. It's not going to be fun, but I'm going to do it. A practical example in my life is like bad time management, and I'm late, and I'm really eating into someone else's time, whether it's their dinner time, delivering a couch or whatever, or, they're trying to get their kids to bed and I miscalculated, how long it would take me to prepare their couch, whatever it is. And I get there late, like an hour late. This, that sucks. And that's in the moment, I can justify, well, I thought my truck was filled up and I didn't know that I was going to have to stop for gas. And then also my vacuum broke, but the thing is, I could have prepared that couch like 3 days ago or something like that, right? And it's like, I could have, if I was doing everything that I really should have been doing, there was a way that I didn't have to be late. It's just very important to have that mentality to really be accountable and just look for, I know a lot of times it's not 100% your fault when things go wrong, whether it's at work, whether it's at school, whatever it is, whether it's in your the dynamics between your relationships and different things like that. It's very rarely 100%, but just don't even try and figure out the percentage that was really your fault. Just take as much accountability as you can. I'm gonna just trust you guys have the discernment to understand, when other people also need to be held accountable, and then when it's something that you can just sit with quietly and understand, okay, I'm gonna change this next time. And this whole thing didn't need to happen, and whatever. That's it. Really, honestly, I feel like I could just like ramble about stuff, and I'm gonna get better at talking because I don't even know how coherently I communicate all of these different things. It's much easier when I'm talking to someone. A wise person once said, you need to be reminded more than you need to be taught. And that's definitely true. If all I can do today, because I understand you guys know what I'm talking about, and I doubt any of this is brand new. But if I can just be that kind of person to say, hey, all of these people saying that stuff, they were right. If I can just be that person that reminds you that it does pay off, and it can pay off much quicker than you think, then I hope I was able to do that for you today. I just really appreciate every one of you that are watching. A lot of you guys, some of you guys have stuck with me over years and years. I've been on YouTube since like probably 2016. Have just done really poor job. I've just done a really poor job of being consistent with it. But I think the past few months are a testament to, that things are different this time around. There's one thing that there's no excuses. I can't be making excuses on why things have been so spotty in the past and in years past. But anyway, yeah, I'm working on stuff too. I'm not going to pretend like when I talk to you guys that I'm just telling you all what to do because I got it all figured out. I'm going to be honest and transparent with things that I'm working on, and the different things that I'm practically doing to help, and things that I learn or that I'm hearing that don't help. I'm going to be talking about all that. So just remember that the amount of people that stay true to themselves and don't waver and actually have firm held beliefs that no one are going to talk them out of, that is a dying breed. That we're just in a world of, obviously I'm going to say all the buzzwords, entitlement, but it's true, but we're just in a world of compromise, really. If we can just be just that 0.01% of people that just don't compromise, you're going to win. And maybe you don't do things that are cash grabs, and you don't stab people in the back to level up in that way. You're going to win with how you feel about yourself every day. And when you have that confidence, and when you have integrity, you're living life the way, your creator designed you to, you can't help but have all of those things follow. The success you want, the relationships you want, those things are going to follow. And I promise you that. I've just touched the tip of the iceberg, but it's all lining up. You know, making over 5 figures a month, did not think that was going to happen as quickly as it did. It just took, like I said, couple relationships, just a couple things falling into place. And that's not just random. That was because of different things that I've done, the way I presented myself to other people. Things will happen faster than you think, I promise. And even if they don't, that's just more growth. And then when you do enter that phase, you know, that's the rocket fuel. You'll just have that much more pent up behind, and you're going to go for it and you're going to win. And I'm happy you're watching right now. I know we're all going to win together. Make sure to subscribe. Let me know what you think about this video. Just do one or the other. You don't have to do both. So with that being said, guys, I really appreciate it. Cannot wait to see you guys again in the next video. I'll catch you later.